Let's take a look at Think Central Lesson 816, attributes of two-dimensional shapes. So characteristics of two-dimensional shapes or flat shapes. So this is a copy of a page out of Think Central. We're talking about two-dimensional shapes. You can see two-dimensional shapes can be any type of shape. They could have curved lines or straight lines. They could be open or closed, and they can be polygons. They can be concave or convex. So let's take a second to understand what these mean. So the first definition you want to look at is what is a polygon. And a polygon is any shape, any closed shape. It's two dimensions, so it's flat. That's made up of line segments that don't cross each other. In other words, it's a shape without any intersections on the inside. If that polygon is concave, think about a cave. It goes in. So a concave polygon has part of the shape that goes inside it. And one thing that I like to do on that is I like to say that if you can connect 2 points on the outside of it, then it is concave. If you cannot connect 2 points, like for example this, I cannot connect 2 points and go inside, I can only connect them on the outside, then it is a convex polygon. So looking at these, that would be concave, that would be convex, and this would be concave. All right, let's look at open and closed shape. Open shapes are open, obviously, you can go inside, and closed shapes are closed, you can't get inside. However, they're not polygons. Polygons are not made with, first, they never intersect. So here you have intersection, so that's not a polygon. Polygons have to be closed on the outside. And also they're not made with curves. They are made with line segments. So none of these are polygons. This one's open, so it's not a polygon. This is curved, so it's not a polygon. And this one's intersecting, so it's not a polygon. Taking a quick look again at convex and concave, you see that you can join two parts of it. On here, right here, you can join two parts of it, so that would make it concave, and convex, you cannot join two parts of it. Something else that I want to point out real quickly is that all the inside angles of a convex polygon are less than 180 degrees. So you can't have a polygon that has an angle greater than 180 degrees, because that would never close. This is an 180 degree angle right here, basically a straight line, so it has to be less than 180 degrees. It has to have some sort of interior angle that's obtuse or acute. Let's real quickly review the names of polygons. So they're typically named, polygons are named by the number of sides they have or the number of angles. So a triangle has 3 sides, quadrilateral 4, pentagon 5, hexagon 6, octagon 8. Polygons in which all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent, that means exactly the same, are called regular polygons. An octagon, this one is a regular polygon. Also, other regular polygons that you're familiar with would be squares, or also equilateral triangles, where all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent. So the first question on the homework assignment, they're asking to figure out whether this figure is a polygon. Well, right off the bat, you see that it's open. And remember from the previous slide, any polygon that's open cannot be a polygon, because it's not a closed shape, and it doesn't have just an outside and inside. So A cannot be right. The figure is not a polygon because it's not closed. That would be correct. The figure is not a polygon because the line segments cross. That's not true. They don't cross. The figure is not a polygon because it's made from line segments. That's not true. All polygons are made of line segments. So the reason why it is not a polygon is that it is an open shape, not closed. So here's the Think Central answer to that question. A polygon is a closed two-dimensional shape. Go ahead and read this here and study it, and that gives you the reasoning behind what they're talking about. All right, they're asking us whether or not this is a polygon. Well, first off, you see that it's made of line segments only, so it is a polygon in that regard. It is a closed shape, so it's a polygon. So let's look at the possible answers. The figure is not a polygon. Well, that's not true. because all polygons are made of line segments, so A is not true. The figure is not a polygon because it is not closed. Well, all polygons are closed, so that's not true. The figure is a polygon. I believe that to be true. The figure is not a polygon because line segments cross. There are no line segments crossing here, so that is not true. So the correct answer is C. That is a polygon. And here is the Think Central answer that explains it. Line segments do not cross, the figure is closed, and it's made of line segments, so for it is a polygon. All right, let's figure out whether this is a polygon or not. So explain why it does not fit. If it's not a polygon, explain why. Well, first thing you notice is that it is not made of line segments. It is made of a curved line, and all polygons are made completely of a straight line segment. So it's not A because there's no line segments that cross. It is closed, so that's not true. So A and B are out. The figure is not a polygon, and the figure is not a polygon because it's not made of line segments. Curved lines are not line segments. Line segments have to be straight lines. And read this to get a further explanation of why it is not a polygon. But basically, it's because it's not made of line segments. All right, let's take a look at the question number 4. Name this polygon. Well, first off, we see that it has 3 sides, so we know it's a triangle. We also see that it has 3 congruency marks, so we know that all sides are congruent. That would make it an equilateral triangle. So B, it's a triangle, and it's regular because all sides and all angles are congruent. So it would be a regular triangle, and specific term for that is known as an equilateral triangle. Also, another thing that we should recognize that is convex. So it's a regular convex triangle because there's no way to connect points going through. There's no cave. There's no way. There's no line segments that go inward. So it would make it a convex regular triangle or equilateral triangle. Think Central's explanation of why it's a regular convex triangle. Okay, let's look at this figure right here. Let's first name it. So let's count the sides because we need to name a polygon by the number of sides it has. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 sides to this. 8-sided figure would make it an octagon. So as an octagon, let's quickly look at are all sides congruent? No. You see a single hashtag here and a double hashtag here. So that would make not all sides congruent. So therefore, it's not regular. So it's a non-regular octagon. And is it convex or concave? There's no line segments that point inward. So it would be a convex. So it would be a convex, non-regular, convex octagon. And here is Think Central's explanation for what how we would describe that. So it is an octagon. It's non-regular because not all sides are the same, and it is not concave because you can't go inside it. So it is convex. So convex, non-regular octagon. Take quickly looking at this. They're asking us true or false? Square. So you have to remember what a square is. A square is a quadrilateral. Has all angles are congruent. They're all 4 right angles, and all sides are congruent, same size and shape. So is a square a regular quadrilateral? Well, yes, by definition, regular quadrilateral means all sides and all angles are congruent. So this is true. And here is Think Central's explanation for why it is true. That square is a regular quadrilateral. Pause the video and take a second to read it. And that's the end of this lesson. Make sure you're using task precision in your work. You can see a couple of these balloons have TP and the other one doesn't. Which one is it? Maybe this one.